Hey folks, let's learn something new about the oil and gas industry. Marketing in oil and gas has changed. Now, when I say marketing, let me clarify here, because the rest of the world thinks marketing is how you drive leads, either to your sales team or to your point of sale or whatever. In oil and gas, there's our downstream part of the business, and they use the word marketing for years on how you sell your downstream products. So this video isn't about how you sell your lubes or your fuels. We're not talking about that type of marketing. We're talking about driving leads with marketing. So marketing in oil and gas has changed for a bunch of reasons. We're gonna go through them right now and see if we can help you. First one, this new younger workforce. This new younger workforce learns and buys differently than previous generations by a large margin. They don't read print at all, even if it's free. So quit spending money on print ads. They don't go to trade shows or conferences or expos to learn at all. They don't go to lunch and learns, right? If you have their attention on a webinar, the truth is they're multitasking and maybe get 10% of their attention span. All that stuff worked great for my generation. It's worthless with this new younger workforce. Next thing, there is no decision maker anymore. So if you're that marketing team that's putting together personas and your ideal buyer, stop it. It doesn't exist. That ideal buyer isn't there anymore. It's now a decision-making team made up of different people. And quite honestly, unless you're into heavy big data analytics, it's hard to model the way a decision-making team interacts. What you're much better off doing is making sure that you put your product out there in a way that's easy to understand, that's short, that's digestible, that shows the value of fixing the problem that your product or solution solves. That's how you reach these people. Next, white papers suck. Hate to tell you that, white papers suck. Remember I said we had this new younger workforce and they don't read print? That includes the white paper. You're better off taking that same effort and resources that you would take to write the white paper and make a video short, and have that video short actually be of one of your real clients talking about how you help them solve a problem. Not about you, not about your solution, not about the company, but about how you actually help them solve a problem. Make that video less than 3 minutes, and that's your new white paper, and that is awesome. Then, content is the new black gold. Your website, your online presence, if you're still doing the magazine style where it's an ad for you basically online showing your products and services, stop that. Start thinking about all the questions that your clients ask you. Every one of those answers, every one of those questions is content. Write some content around it. And yes, it's going to feel like you're giving away stuff for free that you could charge for. We've been doing this for years. It pays off times a zillion. Content is a new black gold. Get your teams out there, start creating content that's useful, that's valuable, and you'll be way ahead of everybody else. Then, engagement beats exposure every time. It used to be your marketing team would go back and go, look all the likes we got, look all the new page views we got. That doesn't matter. Let me tell you what matters, engagement. I would rather have one person instead of 100,000 people come to my website, but I'd rather have that one person buy from me. He's engaged. Right? The 1,000 people that come to me that don't ever call me or don't ever reach out to me, that's a waste of my time. So quit looking at data and numbers that make you think you're driving a lot of traffic. Look instead of how much you engage. How much does your marketing efforts help prospects engage your sales team? So engagement beats exposure every single time. Then, here's the one you gotta be really careful of. What works as far as marketing to other verticals probably doesn't work the same, or maybe not at all, in oil and gas. I'll give you a great example. There's a lot of companies out there doing a lot of good work with paid Facebook ads, selling a lot of products and services. I'm gonna tell you right now, nobody in this industry will ever buy a blowout preventer or a tree or a plet from Facebook. It just doesn't work. So when you're looking at your marketing strategy and looking at bringing maybe in some marketing consultants, just because they've been successful somewhere else, don't think they can take that same success and forklift in oil and gas, because quite honestly, it doesn't work. Then, exhibiting, actually spending your money to exhibit at a trade show, it works, not too good, and every year gets less and less. But you know what does work? Speaking. I'll give you a perfect example. The end of last year, I was asked to speak at a technology trade show, and I gave good value for the money. I got paid to do this. But what I spoke about was how sales is changing in oil and gas. Well, if you think about that, everybody that would come listen to me has an interest in learning why sales is changing. Of the 37 people that listened to me speak, 20 of them reached back out to me. Why? Because I was speaking. I was able to have 21 sales calls in an hour based upon everybody in that room versus me trying to go meet people. So getting on the speaking circuit in oil and gas for conference trade show is awesome. Exhibiting every year, it's less and less return on your investment. Then, being a thought leader is way better than spending big bucks. I know a lot of oil and gas companies that spend a lot of money in their marketing efforts. And honestly, they take a tenth of that back up, figure out how to position himself as a thought leader. Now they're no longer a vendor, right? That drives a totally different engagement model, a totally different pricing model. And what happens is when you're seen as that thought leader, you're seen as the expert. So it's not a matter of beating you up on price over features and functionality. You are the thought leader. So being thought leader is much better than having big dollars to spend in your marketing budget. Then pay attention, please. Marketing automation, you got to learn it and use it or you could disappear. The world is speeding up. Buyers are consuming information around product service faster and faster. You have artificial intelligence. You have bots out there. You have some very advanced algorithms shuffling things around. I mean, look at your Facebook feed or Google, anything else. Look at the ads it shows you. You have to learn how to do that. And I don't necessarily mean you, but your company has to learn how to do that and use it effectively. If not, you can get left behind. It's coming at us like a freight train. And then the last one, search engine results is the new lead driver. Go open your browser of choice right now and type in oil and gas keynote speaker. Type in oil and gas speakers. Type in oil and gas sales experts. You'll see me come up number one. Think about what that does. Anybody on the planet that looks for that sees me first and they reach out to me. That drives my leads for my business. It does really well. You can't fool Google. You have to put good, relative, useful content out there. But the search engine rankings is a new way to drive leads. We actually spoke at Geo Convention last year, I believe, and we did the research beforehand. And searches online for supply chain has grown 1,700% in the last 4 years. Why? Because the old guys that used to know who their valve vendors were had paper catalogs. They're gone. The new guy, when his boss says, hey, get me some 1-inch ball valves, the first thing he does is he Googles it. So those search engine rankings are dramatically important. Right now, if you don't rank well for what you're doing, you're in an okay place. But what's really happening is you're getting ready to get left behind by a new, quicker, more nimble competitor of yours that you may not even see coming. And once they grab that number 1 or 2 spot, it's really hard for you to get it back. So search engine ranking is a new lead driver. All right, hope that helped. If you like what we're doing with some of this, you'd like me to come speak to your group, let me know. Reach out to me. Happy to share details. Folks, I hope this helped. We will see you next time.